everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Kris, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am holding a training knife, and I think it's a pretty cool looking one at that, if I don't say so myself. I made this. So we've been doing Kali, and I really like it. And specifically the knife fighting aspect, I think is something that I want to get really competent in. I think out of all the fighting styles, that's probably the one that's a pretty high likelihood, and it's also the most dangerous. If somebody comes at me with their fists, I feel like I have a pretty good chance of standing my ground. Additionally, I probably won't die if they punch me a few times. I mean, I guess it depends on how hard they're punching me and how I fall and what they do to me afterwards. But theoretically, just from getting punched and kicked a couple times, I shouldn't die. They might get my stuff, they might hurt me, might even break my arm. I might not die. If they're coming at me with a knife though, I'm in a world of trouble. So it makes sense to me to get really good at defending against knife attacks and learning how to fight with a knife myself. Because you're not, it's easy to say, well, just shoot people or whatever. Well, a gun might not be allowed where I'm at. A gun is a little bit harder to get to, depending, if it's a scuffle. Having options, I don't want to just rely on one thing. And I'm a firm believer that you have to train. I can sit here and watch a video and say, oh, if somebody comes at you with a knife, just do this thing. And yeah, that's all good until someone actually comes at you or they change their approach. They don't follow the script exactly. They didn't watch the same video as you before they attacked you. So that specific move no longer works. And so I wanted to make some training knives. Initially I was going to buy some, but I thought, why not make some? That's more fun. It's more interesting, right? And I can make them however I want. So this particular knife was modeled after, this Kershaw, I think, Thistle. And this is one of my favorite knives that I use. I carry it quite a bit, not all the time, but I do carry it a lot. I use it pretty regularly. It fits very comfortably in my hand, little folder. And so I thought it'd be nice to model the knife off of one that I actually have and would use. It's not exactly the same, but the proportions and style is basically the same, and it feels pretty good. And the cost here was virtually nothing. This is made out of a plastic cutting board and paracord. And I already had the tools to cut it out to shape and sand it and everything. So I did go out and buy a cutting board specifically for this, but I very well could have just used one that I had, assuming I had an extra one. And then, because I didn't want to cut up my cutting board, then I'd have nothing to cut my food up on. So, but super cheap. I mean, I think it was maybe $8, and it was big enough that I can make several knives. I've got all this left. So I'm making another knife today, one for me and one for the boy. And I could probably get a few more out of here depending on what size I use and how I orient them. So the next knife I'm making is based off of a knife that I actually don't have yet. It is the K-Bar TDI, and I was looking around for a knife that's specific for self-defense. I was looking for a knife that was specifically for self-defense, and this was designed for law enforcement as like a last resort. Say if someone is attacking you and maybe they're going for your gun, you keep this knife on your offhand and you can fight them off that way. And so I thought that was, I like the design of this. I don't know if I'd actually like it using it. I think I would. So what better way to find out before I buy it than to make a mock-up of it, a little practice knife with it, see if I like it, and then I'll buy it if I do like it. So what I did is I went to K-Bar's website and I just stole an image of it. I got the dimensions. It's 5 5/8. That's 5.625 across. So I just used Photoshop to scale it to the proper size. And now I'm going to cut it out and use that to trace onto the cutting board to cut that out. So that's the basic process here. Or at least that's how I'm gonna get started. So let's do this. I always feel like Bane when I wear this. All right, so let's just, I like to kind of just do rough cuts just to make things a little bit easier initially. There we go. Not perfect, but certainly good enough for me. All right, so I'm just gonna pick a corner here, place it. So this has a little ridge. So I don't want it to be on that ridge if I can help it, but I want to conserve as much cutting board space as possible. Cool. And so I used two different bits here. One was this sanding block to, to shape it. And then I've got these 420 heavy-duty cutoff wheels. I'm going to use that to cut out the rough shape. And then we'll sand down. That was way quicker than if you used the hacksaw. Woo! It's rubbing off! It's rubbing off! Alright. Just got to rough this shape out a little bit. It's a little warm. It's a little warm right there. All right, so I've got the really rough shape cut out now. I'm gonna switch over to this guy, and let's start filing this away some. Where'd my cutout go? There it is. Make sure we're still on track here. I think this is probably about as far as I can go with the Dremel. Kris, why are you sanding and drilling and whatnot in your dining room? I don't know. Where else am I supposed to do it? Nate's home from school. All right, so this is pretty much done. It is a little bit thicker than the original, but I think I'm okay with that, mostly because this is plastic, and I don't know about the structural integrity there if I go too thin, because we do plan on working with this, and I don't want it to break or anything. So, but I'm pretty happy with that. I put a couple of marks here, so I'm going to drill a hole there. And I'll put a couple little notches, and I'm going to attempt to wrap some paracord around there anyway. It not going to take much, but I just think it gives it a more refined look, and looks are very important to me.
Me too.
So this is a fun little project, and
it's a tunnel bridge. If you look closely, it's a tunnel bridge. That cars go in the tunnel, and then the cars go up the hill. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't get it back. This looks nicer than that paper one. Ugly paper one. Stop!
It's amazing what a little sanding can do.
Yeah, it's really ugly.
What a little sanding can do.
Oh my god.
All right, it's getting really, really close. I put these little notches here, so you got some, just kind of like a little thumb grip, and I cut notches here just to make it a little bit easier to put that paracord on. Now I just got to drill a hole down here, and that'll be pretty much it. I'm probably going to destroy my table. gonna go ahead and try to drill this hole right. I put the cutting board down, so hopefully we'll be fine. Right about there. There we go. Looks pretty nice. Feels pretty good. Oh, I also hollowed this out a little bit more, just to get it a little bit closer. Alright, so now I'm just going to wrap this bad boy, and we should be done. I don't think it will take very much to wrap this little guy. So, hopefully I cut that in appropriate length, hopefully. The way I did this last time is, I forget what this is called. Some kind of wrap. They put name for all this stuff. I don't know. But I basically just take it like this, put it in the center. I don't know how we can see it. So, like that. And then twist it once, try to keep it really tight, and to do it 360. And then wrap it around the other side. Try to keep everything snug and centered. That it wasn't quite centered, I don't think. Let me back it up. Because the paracord is really just there for looks, so might as well get it lined up really nice. Right. I think that's centered. And pull it tight again. Flip it around to the other side. Try to get it centered again. And give it a 180, 360. And I just put my thumb on top to keep it nice and tight. And I just keep doing that all the way. That one doesn't look quite centered. There we go. Gets a little bit easier once you have one for reference point. Just keep going down. And I keep going until I get to the bottom notches. And I just put those in. That helps to keep it from slipping, sliding around on the handle. It's easy enough to do. I think I can get one more. Now obviously if you're doing this with a real knife, maybe I can't get one more, that might be it. You'd want to wrap it in cardboard or keep it in the sheath or do something so you don't cut your little fingers off. That would be no good. But since this isn't a real knife, I don't have to be that cautious. And put in the hole. Let me think, what did I do? I think I wrapped around one last time. And then I think that's how I did it. And this one's hard at the end here. There we go. Just stick both ends in. I can fit them, and I know they will. There we go. Pull tight, and then just tie a little knot at the end here, burn your ends, and you're all set. And there is my K-Bar TDI training knife. Feels nice. Looks cool, eh? All right. That's it for this video. I'm not sure how long this took me to do. I would say about 2 hours. Afternoon well spent, I think. I'm not going to show burning. Yeah, you guys know how to burn the edges of a paracord. I may do a couple more knives. I got a lot of cutting board left, so maybe I'll do a Gerber strong arm or something like that. Let me know if you like this video. If you have any ideas or suggestions of other type of trainers I could potentially make. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. I like it. I like it a lot. Feels very nice.